Alright, what it is, people, it's your boy Yu-Gi-Oh! We are back with another deck profile. This time we have a top 64 Ycs Birmingham Ryzeal Dogmatika Mitsurugi deck profile. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. We on the road to 10k subs. I hope y'all help me get there, but let's get this deck profile started. So for the 40 card main deck count, we played 2 Amino Mitsurugi. You can ritual summon this card with Mitsurugi Ritual. If this card is special summon, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. When your opponent activates card or effect, you can activate this effect. You can activate this effect. Your opponent can discard one card or that effect is negated. If this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand except Amino Mitsurugi. Then you special summon this card. You can only use each effect of Amino Mitsurugi once per turn. So we play 2 of those. Then we play 1 Futsu Mitsurugi. You can ritual summon this card with Mitsurugi Ritual. If your opponent special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can target 1 reptile monster in your graveyard except Futsu Mitsurugi. Special summon it. You can only activate this card of Futsu Mitsurugi once per chain. If this card is tributed, you can add 1 Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand except Futsu Mitsurugi. Then you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Then we play 2 Mitsurugi Saji. If this card is no more special summon, or if this card is tributed, you can add 1 Mitsurugi spell / trap from your deck to your hand. If another reptile monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can tribute this card instead. You can only use each effect of Mitsurugi Saji once per turn. Then we play 1 Mitsurugi Kusanagi. If this card is no more special summon, or if this card is tributed, you can target 1 Mitsurugi card in your graveyard or banishment, except Mitsurugi Kusanagi added to your hand. If another reptile monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can tribute this card instead. You can only use each effect of Mitsurugi Kusanagi once per turn. Then we play 3 Ycs Ryzeal. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 Ycs monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except rank 4 Ycs monsters. You can only special summon Ycs Ryzeal once per turn this way. If this card is no more special summon and you control no other face-up monsters except level / rank 4 monsters, you can add 1 Fire Thunder monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Ycs Ryzeal once per turn. Then we play 1 Sword Ryzeal. If you have a Ryzeal monster on your field or graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except rank 4 Ycs monsters. You can only special summon Sword Ryzeal once per turn this way. If this card is no more special summon, you can add 1 Light Power monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Sword Ryzeal once per turn. Then we play 2 Ycs Ryzeal. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon for an extra deck for the rest of the turn except rank 4 Ycs monsters. You can only special summon Ycs Ryzeal once per turn this way. If this card is no more special summon, you can special summon 1 Ryzeal monster from your deck. If this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 Ryzeal monster from your deck except Ycs Ryzeal. You can only use this effect of Ycs Ryzeal once per turn. Then we play 1 No Ryzeal. If you have an XC monster in your field or graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except rank 4 XC monsters. You can only special summon No Ryzeal once per turn this way. You can send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target 1 Ryzeal monster in your graveyard except No Ryzeal, special summon it in defense position. But negate this effect, you can only use this effect with No Ryzeal once per turn. Then we play the Dogmatika engine. We have 1 Dogmatika Maximus. You can banish 1 Fusion Synchro XC or Link monster from the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. Send 2 monsters with different names from your extra deck to the graveyard. Also, your opponent send 2 monsters from the extra deck to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. You can only use each effect of Dogmatika Maximus once per turn. Then we play 3 Mochami Fualos. Each time your opponent special summons a monster from the deck or extra deck, immediately draw 1 card. So basically, draw power. You want to use this if you go in second and you control no cards. Then we play 3 Mitsurugi Ritual. This card can be used to ritual summon any reptile monster. Activate 1 of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Mitsurugi Ritual once per turn. Ritual summon 1 reptile ritual monster from your deck by tributing reptile monsters from your hand or field whose total level is equal to the level of the ritual monster. Ritual summon 1 reptile monster from your hand by tributing up to 2 reptile monsters from your hand, deck, or field whose total level is equal to the level of the ritual monster. Alright, so we play 3 Mitsurugi Ritual. Then we have 3 Mitsurugi Prayers. When you activate this card, you can also tribute 1 reptile monster in your hand or field. Apply 1 of these effects, or if you tributed a monster at activation, you can apply both effects in sequence. Add 1 ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Take 800 damage. You can special summon 1 Mitsurugi monster from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot attack directly. You can only activate 1 Mitsurugi Prayers per turn. Then we play 1 Ryzeal Cross. You cannot XC summon monsters with the same name as the card you control. You can target 2 Ryzeal cards In your graveyard, except Ryzeal Cross, place them at the bottom of the deck in any order, then draw one card. You can only use this effect to Ryzeal Cross once per turn. Once per turn, when a monster effect is activated by your opponent resolves, you can detach one material from an XC monster you control, and if you do, negate that effect. Then we play 3 Bonfire, add 1 level 4 lower power monster from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 Bonfire per turn. This card right here should be limited soon. This is crazy. This card has been at 3 and been broken for the longest. Then we play 3 Nadir Servant. Send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then add 1 Dogmatika monster or Fallen Albaz from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That has attack less than or equal to the sent monster in your graveyard. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck. You can only activate 1 Nadir Servant per turn. Then we play 3 Ultimate Slayer in the main deck. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. Send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then target 1 monster your opponent controls with the same card type, fusion, synchro, XE, pendulum, or link, shuffle it into the deck. So play 3 of those. Then we play 3 triple active talents, 1 pot of prosperity, and then 3 infinite permanents to end the 40 card main deck flat count. So the extra deck, we play 1 King of the Pharaoh Imps. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XE material from this card, add 1 reptile monster from your deck to your hand, 1 Eclipse Twins. For this card's XE summon, you can treat rank 4 monsters you control as level 4 monsters for material instead. You can detach 1 material from this card. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 2 other rank 4 lower monsters in your graveyard, special summon 1 of them, and attach the other as material. You can only use this effect to Eclipse Twins once per turn. 2 Ryzeal Detonator. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 card in the field, destroy it. You can only use each of the following effects of Ryzeal Detonator once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can attach 1 monster from your graveyard to this card's material. If an XC monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card. So play 2 Ryzeal Detonators, 1 Ryzeal Dual Cross. For each material this card has, monsters you control gain 100 attack, and monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack. You can only use each of the following effects of Ryzeal Dual Draw once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can attach 1 Ryzeal monster from your graveyard to this card's material. During your main phase, you can detach 2 materials from a monster you control, and if you do, add 2 Ryzeal cards with different names from your deck to your hand. Then we play 1 Mirror Logic Aggregator, 1 Evil Stone Exoton Knight, 1 number 60 Dugaris, 1 Super Star Slayer Typhon, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Herald of the Arclight, 1 Elder Entity, 1 Garura, and 1 Tribigate Ferrigate the Bird Blossom. Then for the side deck, we played 3 Artifact Lancia, 3 Ash Blossom Joy Spring, 3 Ghost Sister Spooky Dogwood, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Skill Drain, and then 1 Mitsurugi Purification. When your opponent activates a card or effect, tribute 1 level 5 or higher reptile monster, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. You can banish the scar from your graveyard and then target 1 reptile monster in your graveyard, special summon it. And if you do, tribute 1 other monster you control. You can only use 1 Mitsurugi Great Purification effect per turn, only once that turn. So that is it for the deck profile. Top 64 Ycs Birmingham Ryzeal Dogmatika Mitsurugi deck profile. It's your boy Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, comment, subscribe, share the videos.